Flooding will be expected amongst many areas across the southeast. That includes areas of the Tennessee area into the Delmarva and specifically North Carolina, the Carolinas, specifically eastern North Carolina. My name is Michael, here to give you an update on the latest on what's going on out there in the weather community. We are looking at our HRRR model right now. Is that the latest? Let's do the 18Z run. But here we go with the 18Z run of the HRRR model. Now look at all of that rain. We have a front that is basically stalling out towards areas of the eastern and southern sections of the United States. Also, we're going to be talking about some tropical developments, so stay tuned for that and things of that nature. The severe weather threat, showers and thunderstorms, possibilities of tornadoes, which are possible, which I'll tell you about that in just a second. So let's get right into it. So you have rain moving across areas of the Carolinas. Stay tuned for that. And here's a look at our satellite view from Weatherfront. As you can see, there's not really any rotation that's even going on there. We're just looking at a whole bunch of cloud cover that's happening, maybe a little areas of rotation around Houston. But look, this storm has completely broken apart. We saw showers and thunderstorms, that cloud cover, specifically south of the storm. And this storm is gone. We're going to have some rainfall that are going to be in areas of southern Texas into Mexico. That's something we got to watch out for. And that's going to be really the talk, but specifically in eastern North Carolina areas all across the board for almost the entirety of North Carolina. Rain, rain, rain. That's going to be starting right now as we speak. As we're talking at this moment, rain is in effect for areas of North Carolina into Virginia. Flash flood warnings, flood advisories, flood warnings, possibly there already. And we're going to break down all the details. But my name is Michael. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And let's get right into it. So as you can see here, we have our storm here. And I want to show the HRRR here, actually. Or we can even show the RRFS. Let's show the RRFS. And we get into our precipitation. I don't know why it's showing. That is an IA7 millibar. It's not correct at all, but let's show the HRRR. I think it's gonna show relatively what we need to see here. But right now, here's your low pressure, and right into here we have a low pressure, and then we have humidity being sent up in this direction like this. That humidity along with a front, which you can't see right now, but we do have a front that's rolling through. That front's going to be right along here where you see the showers and thunderstorms. Humid air, front with rain, shower and thunderstorm activity. So as we look with the HRRR model, as we get into Thursday, that rain starts to exit, but then it continues, reproducing many of those showers and thunderstorms across the areas of the Charlotte area region, Atlanta. And you can see it into Friday, and then into Saturday, we try to pick back up again in areas of South Carolina into North Carolina. So what are we looking at here? If we look at our outlook from the Storm Prediction Center, shower and thunderstorm activity for our alert today. Not really any margin. We did have a marginal risk that's going to be around Delaware and a slight risk around Denver, marginal risk, areas of Oregon in the north. But you don't see any really alerts happening here. Tornado risk for today, not dealing with that in any parts of the country at the moment. Hail threat, not dealing with, well, hail threat is going to be possible in those areas, and wind threat is going to be possible in those areas. As we get into our day 2 outlook, this is when things start getting interesting. Areas of eastern South Carolina, southeastern Georgia, into areas of southeastern North Carolina. We're going to be dealing with that shower and thunderstorm activity. Tornado risk, and not going to be dealing with it except for the most northern parts of the country, as well as that wind and that hail threat. Now, wind threat is going to be in portions of southeastern Georgia into areas of the Carolinas, so that's something we got to watch out for. But flooding going to be our main concern here in the north. We do have that wind and that hail threat possible, as you have that 15% chance of wind and hail across those areas as well, with that 2% tornado risk. Day 3, marginal risk going to be down there towards Arizona. Probabilistic outlook going to be that same area, but relatively we have those alerts, and we're not going to go too far out, but just going to show you all of those details. Now, here's a look at our models. Well, actually, let's go to the Weather Prediction Center. And this is our Weather Prediction Center with the excessive rainfall as we get to areas along the I-20 corridor. If you live north of Augusta, if you're in Augusta, you're still in the marginal risk. I do want to mention that marginal risk for areas of Winston-Salem, Look at the slight risk that's in effect. This is for today, by the way, for Atlanta, Augusta, Charlotte, and Columbia. Well, not Augusta, but areas north of Augusta. Atlanta, Columbia, Charlotte, Greenville, Spartanburg, Fayetteville, and Raleigh. Many major cities along these areas of the southeast that are going to be under that slight risk. That's something we got to watch out for. Look at the day two, the way this dips down. And this was never the outlook for the flooding. But here's a look at the flooding now. We look at areas that are going to be south. Well, we have a dip going around here to Kansas City all the way to areas of eastern North Carolina. Look at that dip down. We have the slight risk moving down to areas of Atlanta, Augusta, Charleston, Columbia, just south of Charlotte. So Rock Hill, you're in this probably. Going to be in areas like Myrtle Beach, you're in the slight risk. And to day three, we still get to areas of eastern of the Carolinas, and then we still have marginal risk. That's the western parts of the United States. Something we got to watch out for. Marginal risk in effect for flooding as we get across. But let me tell you this, specifically when we get in the areas of the eastern parts of the country, specifically North Carolina I'm talking about here. This is going to be today. We might as well look at tomorrow because today is almost over. Don't get me wrong, flooding still in effect, but tomorrow. As you get into these areas, some people are going to get a lot of rain, some people are not. Some people are going to get more than others, some people are going to get little. And these are the summertime type of showers and thunderstorms that you get, a little cells here and there. And with the cells and the humidity, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not going to say we're going to get a tornado, but I'd be on lookout if we have the possibility of getting that tornado. So that's just something that we got to look out for. Possible cells of strong thunderstorms to severe thunderstorms, because we're probably going to get some severe thunderstorms that are happening tomorrow. But look at this flood risk well along the I-85 and the I-20 corridor, even as far south as the I-16 corridor that we got to worry about there. Flood risk across areas of Georgia, the Carolinas, into Alabama, Mississippi, and well north to areas of Kansas City and Memphis. So that's something that we got to watch out for. Flood risk will be in effect. Let's look at the National Weather Service watches and warnings, and you can see those flood watches already in effect for areas of North Georgia into areas of the Carolinas. Flood advisories and flood warnings. That's probably a flash flood warning. Yep, flash flood warning just east of Asheville there. So a lot of rain expected. Tropical storm warning in effect for areas of Houston. Flash flood warning and flood advisory. Well, flood warning. Yeah, flood advisory in effect for areas that are southwest of the Houston metro. Those tropical storm warnings are probably going to expire. Heat going to be building up for areas along Texas and these same areas that the heat has been building up for. Extreme heat warnings in effect. Red flag warnings in effect as well, but those flood watches will remain in areas of the Carolinas. Wouldn't be surprised if we get an extension here of flood advisories for areas of northern Georgia into the upstate of South Carolina. This whole entire state of North Carolina probably will be filled up tomorrow, but well, the risk is going to go down a little bit. So we're still looking at the changes. Things could change in the forecast. Wouldn't be surprised if we get a flood watch for the upstate of South Carolina and the central parts of the Carolinas, as well as the CSRA region, the Midlands. All of these areas need to be looking out. Going to be a lot of shower and thunderstorm that brings a lot of inches of rain. So even if it's not that much rain as it seems, big downpours, big shower and thunderstorm activity, severe thunderstorms. It's going to be a day of severe weather tomorrow. But my name is Michael, here to update you on the latest. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video with a person you know. And I'll see you out there in the weather community. Have a great day. Stay safe.